In the essence of time, I'll say that you've all read it. I understand there is an amendment floating around.
Yep, I've sent that through. So number 5.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Okay, so you've got a... Yep. Do you want to talk to that at all?
Did you want me to talk about it as debate or just I'm putting it up? There was really strong support through the review for the re-establishment of committees. I know that those of you who weren't here last term or the term before won't have experience of those types of committees, but the portfolio roles are not governance oversight. And they don't cover all of the areas of council that need governance oversight. They're advocacy and awareness roles. I quite like having the climate portfolio. I'll use it to its best of its abilities. But they lack transparency and accountability. You know, we haven't had we should have had 10 portfolio reports by now. This is the 3rd we've just had. Mm-hmm. And the committees will look at other areas. So committees look at urban development, they look at transport, they look at libraries. We saw today a really good Three Waters report, but we haven't been getting from most areas of council that type of oversight. We don't have a councillor chair of a committee looking at the forward work programs, doing the action tracking, all of those things that the committees would normally do. And I know we are missing things when it comes to that governance oversight. So I would really hope that people will support getting a paper with advice to enable us to re-establish committees. That could be committees of the whole. People didn't really grab those last time. Could be smaller committees with delegations. Doesn't necessarily increase workload. We'd have fewer council meetings, all of that.
Okay, so you will have got a seconder, I assume?
You don't want to second that one? Oh yeah, Mel.
Yeah, so we've got a... You're right, Sam? Got it? Okay.
Yeah, it just wasn't clear whether it was an amendment up there at the moment because it just said number 5.
Yeah, so what we're doing, we're talking to number 5, and I dare say it's just questions, debate, it doesn't really matter, it's all much the same. I would like to say that I find that councillors, and Councillor Temple is good at it too, because the quality of reports is really good. The councillors who have offered to have portfolios are doing it because they're passionate about it. And it's portfolios work as well as the councillor wants it to, and that's clear evidence on what Councillor Templeton comes up. I don't think we need another raft of meetings which take up other council members' time who will be on those committees and a group of staff time. That is just my view, so I won't be supporting the amendment. Thank you. Anyone else? Councillor Scandrett.
Yeah, I think it's an important subject, but I do think I would have preferred a discussion before coming to amendment. No, this is my opinion, that we should sit around a table as councillors and discuss it, because if there are others feeling this as well, it would be good to air that on the table and move forward, because what we're really here to do is run the city as efficiently and as respectfully as possible for all of the ratepayers of Christchurch.
Okay, Councillor Moore.
I actually want to speak to item 3. Can you just come to me whenever the most appropriate time for that is?
You're just looking at the amendment at the moment.
You're just looking at the amendment at the moment. Yeah. So no other. Councillor McDonald?
Yeah, I won't support the amendment. Having been here last term, we would convene committee meetings for literally one report a lot of the time. And I thought in terms of if we are going to focus on, if there's a desire to have more governance oversight of stuff, which I actually think we have adequate oversight, and I think there are mechanisms in place to do that. Actually, I think the mechanism would be to bring forward more regular reporting to council. But I'm not sure that convening committee meetings, for literally last term, I could probably rattle off 20, 25 where we'd convene for one paper. And the amount of secretariat work that would go through for something like that when a paper could come to council, in my view, just doesn't seem overly effective or efficient. And actually, if we're going to focus our resource and time, it should be maybe, if we need to, like we may do today, extending the council meeting into the following day, where we have that committee of the whole. So I'm not sure that what's the information being provided for, particularly at the moment, is the best use of the Democratic Services team's time to provide something. Just having been here and gone through it last term, we would, like I say, convene for literally one paper a lot of the time.
Okay, Councillor Harrison-Hunt.
Kia ora. Happy to support it on the basis that it's just getting advice to see what it looks like. It's providing options for potential committee structures, and there may possibly be holes within the current framework we've got outside of our portfolios that help encourage local democracy and governance. So I'm okay to seeing how it goes, and all good to see what info comes to us. And I understand the work that the Secretariats do and staff do, and also noting that I am also looking forward to seeing what the Equity and Inclusion group is going to be doing, as per my multicultural report, and also the youth engagement stuff after Te Pai Pakari. Kia ora.
Okay, rightio. Any more? Yes, Councillor Templeton, then Councillor Peters.
I am increasingly concerned that we are missing stuff. I have asked at a governance level for nearly a year now for a range of reports that would give us oversight. I don't know anyone around this table who could put their hand on their heart and say that they know what the forward work program looks like in many areas of our organisation, or that how the action trackers are going. At the moment, the chair of this committee is the mayor, and the responsibility for all of keeping all of that stuff under control is the mayor's, and I think that is too much for one person. That is why we have committees, where we have a councillor who is the chair and the deputy chair of a governance oversight group who would get regular reporting from the business heads over those things. There is simply not enough time in the day for any one person to be over all of those things, or even two people with the deputy. And I think we're missing stuff. Thanks.
Okay, Councillor Peters, please. Yep.
Thank you. I'm with Councillor Harrison-Hunt on this one, in that all it's asking for is a bit of a check and a report to make sure that this doesn't make perfect sense. I appreciate the thought that extra workload might come out of it, but also want to refer to Councillor Templeton's comments there that I just want to make sure we're not missing some stuff. Having only been around this table for a year now, I don't know what I'm missing, so to speak. So it would be good just to have a bit of a check right now to make sure that this doesn't make good sense to perhaps go ahead and explore. And if it doesn't, that's fine. But I'm all for having a look and seeing whether it makes sense or not.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Anyone else? I'll just have one last little bit. The little bit that I can bring forward from last time to the people who were never here before, weren't here last time. There was a lot of work went into this from staff, and I go along with Councillor MacDonald. You hear it all there, and then you hear it all in here, and you go, how many times have I heard this? And it's I also believe that this term we have got a lot more through with a lot less effort. It just seems we seem to be getting more done without clagging ourselves up with other committees and stuff like that. So I won't be supporting the two on Zoom. Okay, I won't be supporting the amendment. But having said that, I have Councillor Kewen on Zoom and then Councillor Fields on Zoom.
Councillor Fields has now put his hand down. Sorry.
Councillor Kewen, you there, Aaron?
Yeah, having been through a couple of councils now with both versions, I'm finding this current format working quite well. A couple of councillors have already said that you end up doing all the work twice. If it's important, it should be coming to all of us, which is basically everything we do is important, so it should come to all of us. And you often have a committee, you go through it all, then you go back for, say, 3 or 4 councillors that aren't on that committee to then just hear it all again at council. So it makes no sense. It's not efficient. I think this version's working well, and we are getting some good information from staff, and I do feel comfortable with the situation we have. And it's been long said in local politics that the real reason for having committees is so people can be a chair and be a spokesperson to get their name in the paper a lot more often, and that is, I don't know that that's true or not, but it's something that goes round, and that would be a bit of a shame, because I think the way we've been operating has worked pretty well, and I like the portfolio situation. I like people's passion for it, and I'm looking forward to seeing how the new one goes with Andre.
Okay, right. So with that, I'll put this motion. It's for number 5 only.
I had my hand up.
Oh, sorry. I said your name, but you shot off. Carry on, mate. Far away.
Thanks, Mitchell. Look, I'm happy to support Sarah's amendment. I think it's worth, and just to tautoko Councillor Peters and Councillor Harrison Hunt's comments, it's worth just checking in just to see how things are going. There's no harm in that. If efficiency is what we're after, it's important to have an iterative approach just to sort of see where things are at. I mean, it's all very well having a portfolio approach to be more efficient, but if efficient's not seeing anything, and there's a couple of portfolios I haven't seen anything on, so I'm just wondering if that's efficient at all, if we don't see anything. So it would be quite good to be able to know what the minimum standards are for a portfolio approach. And so, yeah, just really happy just to have a bit of a look just to see if we're doing it the right way. And I think that is an efficient way to do things.
Okie dokie. So with that, I will put this motion, which is number 5, for the amendment. All those in favour? Aye. Those against? No.
The ayes. Show of hands.
Well, that is lost.
I think it's passed. Show of hands. Show of hands or division?
I think someone's called a division.
Yeah,
Or is it passed?
it's passed.
Do we want vote?
Just show of hands.
Oh, just show of hands. All of those who were happy with the... All right.
Okay, so for number 5 highlighted on the screen, Councillor Moore,
Yes.
Councillor Johansson. Yes. Deputy Mayor Cotter. Councillor McLennan.
Sorry, I missed your clarification on what we're voting on. This is for the amendment or the substantive?
5.
On 5. Yes.
Sure. Councillor Barber.
No.
Councillor Goff is not here. Councillor MacDonald.
No.
Councillor Kewen.
No.
Councillor Fields.
Yes.
The Mayor.
No.
Councillor Scandrett. No. Councillor Harrison Hunt.
Aye.
Councillor Coker. Yes. Councillor Templeton. Councillor Donovan.
Yes.
Councillor Peters.
Yes.
And Councillor Henstock.
No.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 for, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 against.
So that is passed by an extremely small margin. So now I need to ask for a seconder for my report.
Well,
Mr. Mayor,
hello.
if I may,
Yes.
provide some advice.
Yes.
In light of that amendment, it would be my recommendation that you withdraw the proposed recommendations 2, 3, 6, 7 and 8 in light of the advice yet to come from staff. Do you wish to progress with the portfolio review or not, I guess would be the question.
Okay.
Do you want to proceed with this or do you want to just wait for that advice?
So can I ask?
I think, well, it's my report. We'll wait for the advice. Okay. So we don't put it at all?
To you, I just wanted to raise the question for the councillors to consider.
Yeah. Okay. So I guess the if it's okay with you, Mayor Phil, could we just have Sam? Could we get some revised wording to the effect of not appointing because, like you say, if the strong senses get a report, change the structure, you don't want to appoint people for 2 or 3 months, are you? So.
Yes, the mayor can just withdraw them.
No, I'm ready to get cracking.
Oh, right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, and if I knew that was the case, I would have argued very strongly against it in the first place and not voted for it.
No, exactly.
If you want to proceed, it's there, you can. I'm just,
We're getting a report, not adopting a committee structure. We're just getting a report. No decision has been made.
So are we going to stop for another couple of minutes just to make sure we're all on the same wavelength?
You'll be stopping for
Yeah,
hours.
adjourn for
Everyone
5
on the
minutes,
same
please.
page. Oh.
Yeah, sorry.